Hi, welcome to season number 5 of Closet Factory's Operation ReOrganization.
Wow, our 5th season.
4 seasons, 80 episodes. We've had some exciting clients, some really good shows, and we're really excited about season number 5.
80 episodes with Custom Storage Organization.
Yes.
And 15 years in business.
Yes, 15 years. We're celebrating our 15th year in business, which means we've installed over 10,000 custom storage solutions.
We've been busy.
We have. And we're going to be even busier this year. We've got some new staff, we have a new showroom, we have some new and exciting materials that we're going to be offering. So this is going to be an exciting season, and we hope you really enjoy it.
Hi, I'm Denise House, Senior Design Consultant with Closet Factory.
And hi, I'm Jacinta Walker, also a Senior Design Consultant with Closet Factory. And we're here today to show you the progress in our new showroom. Denise and I, as well as another designer named Courtney, have been vigorously involved in the process of really overhauling our showroom. Denise, how long ago did we start this project?
Well, it started maybe a year or so ago. We made some changes, but it's certainly in the last probably 6 months turned into it's really moving along.
Yes, because initially we started with changing our conference room. We've got several spaces in the building, and one of the spaces was being rented out to another company, and we obtained that space back because it was really being underutilized by them. So that was, I think, the first step. We moved the conference center and design. Now we do a lot more designing, and it's a lot more conducive for meeting with clients on that second appointment when we've got a big screen TV where we can project the designs and go through design options. And we wanted to be able to display, you know, not only different cabinetry, so you can see in there where we can do built-ins that would be common in, say, an office area, or, you know, maybe even in a living room. You can kind of see some of those pieces would be typical storage units for maybe on either side of a fireplace, things of that nature. But they also store in a great way all the different color samples, all the different door styles. And we've also designed it where there's storage. We've also got an area, one wall, that has a lot of options that a lot of times we'll put in pantry areas. We've got the rollout trays in there. We also show a wet bar. We do a lot of wet bars and dry bars, you know.
Different wine storage options.
Yes, exactly.
Ways to put your wine bottles in there, as well as the wine glasses, the racks for that.
Exactly. Yep, and plate racks, I think, are in there too.
The plate racks.
Yep. So it was, you know, a great way to utilize the space also for storage, you know, because this is also an office, and so we've got tons of files and
we still have paper.
And papers.
There's still paper in the world.
Folders, you know, catalogs and things of that nature. So we also had to keep that in mind, that, you know, even though they're places that are beautiful to show off, they also had to be functional for our office and the things that we need to store just for our day-to-day, you know, running the business.
Absolutely. So. And we're working on doing an accessory wall that shows all the different accessories, different colors, different you know, ballet rods, tie racks, all that kind of stuff.
So that really has been the inspiration, you know, to create a showroom where we can show as much product as possible, and that's really how we approach this. We started with the lobby, of course, because that's the very first place that people see, and we needed to also have a receptionist, because the way the office runs, we were finding that, you know, when customers first entered the door, the way it's set up now, initially there was no desk there. And so if someone came in, you know, the only people were to the left or the right, so there was no one there to really greet them.
And they were confused. They would be
exactly, like where
well,
do I go?
Left? Do I go right? You know, because there was a desk kind of there, but there was sort of one over there. It just didn't feel very welcoming. People felt uncomfortable, and that's the last thing we want them to do.
Exactly.
We want them to come in and go, wow.
Exactly.
Like our new wow space.
Right. So. Yeah. So that was the next space that, you know, we tackled, and the first one that, you know, was put in, and we're still in progress and working. We've got the lobby space installed. We've got what we call our wow space installed. When you take that first, you know, right coming into our building, entering into the main portion of the showroom, we wanted to have something that would really wow the clients, and so that was what we titled that, the wow space. But we took also, you know, not just looking at the aesthetics and the beauty, but also looking at function as well. You know, a lot of part of our job is to educate clients, you know, on because they come to us wanting, you know, to make their lives easier, make their lives better, how to organize their particular inventory. And there's a lot that goes into that outside of just how the project looks.
One thing, once you get through this area and see all the vignettes and work your way toward the conference room, we did that little garage display, which has the flooring. It just kind of shows how we do garage cabinetry. We have the Omni track on there, and the Duraslat, some different ways with all the little hooks and things for tools and various items on our way to the conference room. Right. We have one section over there that we designed that's a Murphy bed and kind of a little entertainment area. And then again, like you were saying before, there's some storage below that has some file drawers. Exactly. Because we're actually going to use those, I believe, right. In the office. This particular material is kind of it's called loft, and it has kind of a rustic feel. You know, they're doing so much of the wood. Exactly, reclaimed wood. So that is kind of the inspiration behind that particular melamine.
But we are excited, you know, that work is happening now, and as you can see, you know, we've got an installer. I think they're putting an installer slot at least once a week, you know, to actually work in the showroom.
Jackie's in there right now. I think I can hear him.
Right.
Doing a little space in our
the foyer area. Yep.
I think a mudroom. I think he's doing a mudroom.
Yep. Which is perfect for you know, once again coming in and maximizing that space in the foyer and showing more product. So it's exciting. So you're kind of seeing the beginnings of it. Even, you know, there's some parts and pieces that aren't completely finished, but we're at least getting what I call the skeleton up. Right. There's some high-end finishes that we've ordered, like for instance for our wow unit. I mean, it's beautiful as it is, but there's a
with
really
the high gloss white.
But there's a really beautiful overlay that's going to cover, you know, the backing, that's going to even just add that much more to it, and the lighting once that's operational.
That's the one that has the frosted sort of glass that has a design in it.
Yes, it's going to be beautiful. So you're seeing the beginning, and you know, we've got a new operations manager on board. We've still got new designers. Your daughter coming on board.
My daughter's coming in.
And we're continuing to grow. I believe last year was a record year for us, and so we're continuing the trend and just really excited to keep it moving. And we believe that the showroom is going to help us to
absolutely take us to the next level, for sure.
Exactly.
Hi, I'm Brittany De Rossi. I'm a new designer here at Closet Factory. My background is in art and design. That's my true love. I'm currently a bartender though, so this is kind of a new thing for me, but I'm really, really excited about it. And I've also done some organizing in personal spaces, homes, closets. So it's kind of a natural transition for me to come in and design with Closet Factory. And today I'm going to start training with none other than my lovely mother, Denise House.
Are you excited?
I'm so excited.
Me too, honey. I'm so
here.
glad that you're here. I think this is just a perfect thing, like you said, to transition into because you're so artistic and also have such a great sense of order. So this is going to be great. Are you ready to start
ready.
your training?
Let's do it.
Okay. Well, I think the first place to start is with our CAD program.
Okay.
Okay? I know you've seen me play with it a little bit because you've gone on a few appointments with me just to kind of see if this is something that you really want to do.
Yes.
And, I think you're going to be excellent. I know you are. So, anyway, but this is our CAD program. And so when you open it up, you just start right there, and that's how you set up the job. So this is the room layout, and this gives you a chance to, when some different height walls, most people, it seems in this area, the homes are 96 in height. And we speak inch around here. We don't speak feet, we speak inch.
Okay.
So anytime somebody says it's 6 feet, I go, I have to do the math every time. I just don't even speak it. So our doors, we have several different options, and they're made just a little bit differently. This is called a thermofoil door, and it's a raised panel. And the way you can recognize it is that it has a flat back, like this. Where this one over here is a 5-piece door. And so, right, and so see, it's actually made in 5 pieces.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and so these are a little bit more expensive than these, but nonetheless, they're both, perfectly nice. Well, this one over here is just like that, supposedly in style. It's kind of that shaker style, but it too is a thermofoil option.
So it's one solid.
It's one solid piece. It's made. I remember them describing it, how it's made. It's just a piece of material that's kind of cut out, and then the material goes on and just wraps around it. They call them thermofoil wrap doors.
Okay. What are the different types of finishes on here, and what difference does it make?
We have about 26 different colors. Some of them are solid. Some of them have a texture. This one is a textured finish. This is what we call level 5 color. Because it's textured, it takes a little bit more to manufacture, so they're a little bit more expensive. But how our product is made, it's called an industrial grade melamine. And then of course we have all different kinds of glass. This is the back painted glass, and this can be painted any color.
That's cool.
So if you have a client that has a particular color scheme and you want to play, or they say or they want to use the exact color that's on their wall, we can do that with back painted glass.
That's cool.
Yeah, so like I've always said, you can just, whatever your imagination and their budget allows, you can certainly do. But we have, just several different textures. You see how,
this is cool.
This is one I used recently in a full wall unit, and we actually can paint the back of that too, because she didn't really want that to be so clear. She wanted it to be more opaque, so that she couldn't see her items in there. So we were able to do that as well.
What's this thing? It's weird.
That's called a little pin valet. So it actually goes in the side of a panel, just right inside that panel. And then it's just a little one, where our other ones, have a telescoping that go way out. To maybe you want to pull your outfit for the next day. So you pull the little pin out. It's just right there in your panel, and you just hang your things on there. Or maybe you bring your dry cleaning home, and you know how you have to tear off the plastic. So you just put it on there and tear it off, and then hang your clothes up.
That's cool.
It's a really neat. People love those.
What's this?
This is a sliding scarf rack. And this sits inside or on the outside of a partition, and then it just slides. It extends out all the way. And of course, the rings, the scarves go in there, and you can probably get a couple, just depending on how heavy they are. Like this one's so light, I could probably get 2 or 3 in there. And this is a new color. This is, the golds are coming back, but it's a little fresh, a little bit, a little different. It's not the high polished brass. It's really more of a matte, sort of brushed gold. So Brittany, how do you feel, or what do you think about all of this?
I'm really excited. I think this is going to be just right up my alley.
I think so too. I think you're just going to be excellent. Just knowing you, of course. I know you so well, and I look forward to us even doing some things together. I think we could have a real mother-daughter closet factory dynamic duo power team.
Absolutely.
Maybe we need to rename ourselves. That's a little bit long, but
kind of a mouthful. Yeah.
I'm Nick. I'm operations manager now with Closet Factory. I installed with them for 5 years, and I just took over about a couple months ago as operations manager. All the installers and I are very close. We all have a very good relationship. When I came in, I was kind of a speed demon, so I think I lit a fire under a lot of the older guys, a lot of the guys who'd been here for a long time, and kind of gave them some competition, some friendly competition a little bit to get them to kind of step their game up as far as the speed goes. I think one of the biggest things that's changed is the how much work the installers can handle. When I first started, I came on a job that now, I would probably be on by myself. When I was installing, it would be 2 guys, a full day or even more. So all the installers have kind of grown, even just in the short time that I've been here, in their technical aspect and just the amount of work they can get done in a short amount of time they can get done, making sure we get in and out of a job, in the least amount of possible while doing the best job we can. So that's probably one of the biggest changes I've seen since I started. I think pits was the biggest standout for me as far as all the detail work that went into it, and just it really turned that small closet into a big space with the big trim, everything. It made it look very grand in a very small space, and it turned out very nice. I do miss working with, we used to work together all day, and now I kind of only see them for like an hour or so in the morning, and it's kind of a different dynamic now, so I do miss kind of that part of it, but all in all, I would much rather be working on this side of the operation versus installing, just because of I know where I'm going every day. All the years of doing carpentry, it's always, for the most part, you're a very short stay at each location, so it's kind of, you're constantly always driving here, driving there. Here I just know exactly where I'm going to go every day. I come here and I work, and then I go home around the same time. So there is parts of the installing that I miss, and then there's parts that I don't. So I got to get a gym membership now because I'm not walking up and down stairs anymore, so I'm going to start putting on a couple extra pounds. But that's the only thing I'm going to miss about that. Before I came in for the first day, I was kind of nervous about it, going from being, buddy-buddy with all these guys to now, when I walk up, they're going to all stop talking and walk away. So it was a little awkward at first, but once I got kind of over that just the initial day, it hasn't been bad. Everyone has shown me a lot of respect. I always tried to show them respect even before I was in this position. So I think it made the transition, the fact that I was good friends with them and well respected by them and showed them that same respect. It made that transition from colleague to manager or coworker to manager a lot more seamless. I've just been trying to put systems in place in the shop that kind of keeps everything moving as smoothly as possible, and kind of cleaned up the area back there. So that's what I've kind of came in strong on, is getting the shop cleaned up and having a place for everything. As an installer, we always had a good relationship with the shop, but there was stuff that they would do that would kind of make our jobs harder throughout the day. So coming from the install background, I've been able to put a lot of stuff in place that makes the relationship between the installer and the production side, makes it better. It makes everything more seamless in the mornings, because there is a lot of interaction in the first couple hours of the morning while the guys are loading their vans and when they need stuff. So I've kind of tried to cut out on the installers having to look around so much, and that's one thing that I really, when I was an installer and I would get kind of frustrated in the mornings, trying to look around, and they have, what you have to realize as an installer is you have one job you worked about for that day, or that you're worried about for that day, and the production guys have, you know, every job that's going out in the next month, and they're all on these separate tables everywhere, and they've got a million things going on, so you've got to kind of, I've been able to take that mindset of wanting the production people to worry about just the job I'm on and kind of, and put my focus towards that. So I focus on each of the installers' jobs for the next day, make sure that's my main focus, you know, first thing in the morning so that it's ready. I get here bright and early in the morning, I come in, I check my emails, see if I got any emails over in the afternoon after I left, and I print out a production report for each of the different areas, for the finishing area, for the drawer station, the edge banding area, the router. They each get a list of their jobs for the day and for the next, you know, week or however far I want them to see. It's a big team effort, so my goal every day is just to make sure that everyone's kind of on the same page, and you know, the material comes in the back of the building and it goes to Vernon and Brandon on the router. They cut it and then it goes to the edge bander, and then there's you know, there's finishing stuff that usually has to be done and drawers that have to be built, and then it's all got to be checked off and on a table and rolled up for the installers to go out. And if, you know, if people miss things or people are not on the same page and they don't realize, you know, that these drawers need to be done, you know, on this certain day, then the installers go to load up and the drawers aren't finished or something's not painted, which takes even longer to kind of remedy. So it's very important for everyone to be on the same page. I have the same people working the same stations every day, so they are very familiar with the equipment, with what has to be done. And one thing I kind of implemented to keep the shop as orderly as possible is they have a list of stuff they have to do before they leave every day. They have to make sure, one, that everything for the next day is completely done. They have to make sure that their area is swept. They do blow down the shop every day. They have to make sure their individual areas swept and tidy, and any materials or tools are put away. I make sure they write down anything that needs to be ordered, or any materials or tools, supplies they need are written down on the production status report, so that I can get that ordered as fast as possible to keep them moving. Right now next door we have a stone countertop company who's had the warehouse next door, which is the same size as our shop. It's just it's right now it's set up for stone work. So we're going to be taking over hopefully in the next month or so, and we'll get that kind of area outfitted for us. And the shop is pretty dusty most of the time, so when the guys are painting stuff, they'll put a coat on, and then, you know, dust will settle, and they'll have to go back and do a lot of extra sanding work before they can clear coat it, or they'll have to kind of time what they're doing around when someone's going to be using the table saw, or when someone's going to have to be cleaning out or blowing out an area of the shop. They'll have to kind of time it better. The showroom's been fun. It's always fun when there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen. All the designers, you know, design their little part of it, so it can be pretty confusing at times. But we're plugging away at it. It's getting there. It's super important when the customers walk in and this is the first thing they see. We want to make sure everything is 100%, you know, how we would leave it in their house, and it gives them just obviously a good visual, and kind of showcases a lot of the different stuff we offer. I've seen stuff that other companies have installed before. I've removed stuff that other companies have installed so we can install our product, and I can just firsthand tell that the experience we have on the production side and on the installation side put together has just outcompetes anybody.
So we hope you've enjoyed this special episode of Operation ReOrganization.
Tune in next time as Season 5 continues for beautiful designs and more Closet Factory transformations.